Thank you, Laila. You will agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, that our MCs this evening are doing a fine job thus far. And with that in mind, I'd like for all of us to put our hands together for Laila and Daphne. Distinguished guests, fellow Saniculanians, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It gives me great honor and privilege to introduce our guest speaker on this festive and auspicious occasion, the third grand reunion and the inaugural induction of officers of the Saniculanians Worldwide, Inc. Our guest speaker was born in San Nicolas, Pangasinan on February 10, 1955. His parents are the late Simeon and Rosario Pestosa. His educational background reveals that he completed his primary education at the East Central School in 1968. Finished his secondary education at the Red Arrow High School in 1972 and graduated from the Philippine Military Academy in 1978. His military service covers a span of 31 years. He was first commissioned second lieutenant in 1978 and moved up the ranks to Major General on January 11, 2009. His extensive experience in the military service include several notable positions. That of being Deputy Chief of the Intelligence Service of the Armed Forces of the Philippines in 2006, his 3-year stint as Commander of the Presidential Security Group from July of 2006 to June of 2008, and now as Chief of the Intelligence Service of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. He's married to his lovely wife, Mrs. Lilian, the former Mrs. Lilian Obilio of Moncada, Tarlac. He's blessed with 3 children, a son, Romeo Jr., and 2 lovely, beautiful daughters, Michelle and Leslie. In our midst and tasked to address us this evening is a fellow Saniculanian. Let us now listen and hear how the peace and order situation in our country impact on its economy. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all rise to warmly welcome the Honorable Romeo Prestosa, Chief of the Intelligence Service of the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Dr. Tarsil Rodrigo, Manong Mama Bihia, and all other officers of Sanigulanian Worldwide Incorporated, and of course sa ating mga nagagandahan at nagagandahan babae at nagagandahan lalaking mga taga San Nicolas na naririto ngayon. Two other guests, and before I forget, my wife Lilian and my daughter Leslie Marie, muli sa lahat ng mga taga San Nicolas at members ng San Nicolanian Worldwide Incorporated, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. It is my pleasure and honor to speak in front of familiar faces and names once again. Frankly, it feels like I never left home at all. It was only 6 months ago when some of us gathered together in our hometown in San Nicolas to hold a sort of reunion which happily coincided with our founding anniversary. Tonight we are again uniquely privileged to be together again. This time, of course, in Las Vegas, to rekindle our ties with former classmates and friends and kababayans. I'm sure this gathering will leave in our heart a lasting memory of shared joy. But before I proceed, allow me to greet our other guests and patrons who are here to share with us the joy of this memorable occasion. And to those who are unable to be with us or to be here, let us keep them in our thoughts and in our hearts. At this point, let me congratulate the members of the steering committee who have painstakingly worked to ensure the success of this joyful occasion. I deeply appreciate your untiring efforts in organizing this reunion that most of us have longed for, and it will certainly leave in our hearts lasting memories that we will forever remember and value. No matter how far may we go, I am sure that each of us could say that we always have a little something of San Nicolas. Other than memories we share, we carry with us the spirit of the place of our birth, the place that nurtured our early dreams. And it was in this place, or in San Nicolas, we made our first steps towards the fulfillment of our aspirations. But before we totally get lost into the vagaries of sheer sentimentalism, let me reiterate my previous call on everybody to extend a helping hand to our less fortunate kababayans. Through collective efforts and well-programmed assistance, we can help make their lives more productive and self-reliant. In other words, equipping them with all will let them acquire the necessary tools and skills that essentially would enable them to earn their honest living on a long-term basis. Thus, it is time to give something back to help a few, if not all, people back in San Nicolas who also want to see their dreams fulfilled like us. And happily at this juncture, I have to share with you the tragedy that recently hit our country. Shortly before the end of September, a strong typhoon named Ondoy and Pepeng hit northern Luzon, leaving most of Metro Manila and parts of central Luzon, southern Tagalog, and even Bicol regions under flood waters, which in some places rose as high as 2-story houses. Many were stranded on rooftops without food for hours, More than 100 people lost their lives, and Pangasinan was one of the 26 provinces placed under the state of calamity. And most part of San Nicolas, though most part of San Nicolas was spared from the destructive fury of nature, there were 26 other towns of Pangasinan, to include Bolinao, Sual, Dagupan City, and Infanta, suffered considerable damages. This sad experience shows the destructive effect of man's greediness and lack of concern to ecological balance and environmental integrity, such as massive deforestation, reckless mining operations, and others. But at least our people, showing an unusual act of unity and resiliency in the face of calamity, acted as one people, one nation, to survive the crisis. These helpless victims of nature's fury are also needs the assistance of their countrymen from abroad. Appreciating our roots does not end at reminiscing. It is best ended with something more worthwhile and tangible. In our quest for the attainment of our goals, we have gone far ahead of those who lag behind back home. It is but fitting and proper that we extend them a helping hand as an act of compassion, of kindness, and to those who are blessed in life in the land of our birth. We have been there and won. We could be there for others who long to be where we are today. We might not be able to help the entire country. We're indebted to all our lives. But we could always start not from far home. So sa inyong lahat, mga kababayan, muli, binabati ko kayo sa isang napakagandang occasion tonight. And katulad ng nasabi ko, I hope we could do something also for our countrymen. Maraming salamat at may bagarabiyo amin.
Thank you very much, General Prestosa, for the very inspiring speech that you have given us. Aren't you proud to be a San Nicolanians? I am. All right. I know, as I look around in here, I could see everybody that we have made something about ourselves in this country, in this adopted country of ours. So, tomorrow, we want to remind you again that you are invited for a general membership meeting actually at the Corbin's family residence. And also we want to invite you to join us as members of the San Nicolanians worldwide. We actually had something like 80 members as of last night that signed up to be a member of San Nicolas worldwide, just so we could help our kababayans na hindi kailian tayo ako. So at this time, we will continue on with the program.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the induction of officers, and of course, may we request General Prestosa to do the honors. He would be the inducting officer, and may now call on the newly elected officers of the San Nicolas Worldwide Incorporated. We had the election of officers last night at the Carbin's residence. And to name the elected officers, hold on, where's my list? There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I now call on the President, Dr. Tarsila Rodrigo. She was the interim officer, interim president, and was elected at the same post last night as the president. Same thing with the vice president, Mr. Manuel Mejia. Let's give him a round of applause. He was also re-elected, elected last night. Secretary, Mr. Ray Rodrigo. Ray Rodrigo Mobin. Because we have another Ray Rodrigo. Assistant Secretary, Delia de Guzman. The same position as an interim treasurer, he was also elected as treasurer of the San Nicolanians Worldwide, Mr. Roger Kirby. Elected as assistant treasurer is from the northern area of the north, Mr. Jerry Manana. I call on Ms. Tessie Larican, the elected auditor, or Tita, I'm sorry. That was the list given to me, Manang Tita. And also, Press Relations Officers, Rudy Ortiz from Ontario, Canada. Jeanette Macias from Fresno Group. And Mr. Freddie Abad from Alaska. Business managers, we only have one. Mr. Edgar Mejia from Seattle. Mr. Mejia. They are the elected officers of San Nicolanians Worldwide Incorporated. Of course, we would also like to call the advisors, Mr. Froilan Mejia Sr. from Southern California. Dr. Lily Ferrer Jacob or Jacob. Dr. Lily Jacob as one of the advisors and also the interim secretary. He turned out to be one of the advisors, Mr. Peter Tamalia. And I don't have the first name here on my list, Dr. Tampoya. What is the first name? Dr. Manolo Tapoya. Is he around? Or no? All right. General Prestosa, here's the microphone.
Mangyari lang po pagtaas ang kanang kamay at sumunod sa amin. I state your name. Having been duly elected as, state your position. Of the San Nicolanians Worldwide Incorporated, do hereby solemnly swear that I will faithfully perform the duties and responsibilities vested in me under the Constitution and bylaws, and to pursue worthy projects that will redound to the benefit of the United States and the people of San Nicolas, Pangasinan. So help me God. Congratulations, everybody.
May we request General Pristosa to join the newly elected officers or the newly inducted officers for a group picture, please. Thank you, and congratulations to our newly inducted officers.
Thank you, and may we now listen to the acceptance speech of the elected President of the San Nicolanians Worldwide Incorporated. Let's all welcome Dr. Tarsila Rodrigo.
Are you not tired of seeing me in front of the stage or the podium? I am energized with the expression of all of you, which will bring me to the utmost efforts in trying to accomplish what we have in our mission statement, and that is in our souvenir program. I am flattered that my co-elected officers had asked me to continue on the position that we started with. I tell you, during my retirement, I was too bored going back to the practice of medicine. It has a lot of challenges. Not that we didn't have any challenge when I was practicing, but it is a very honorable profession to stay in. However, I thought I would be able to help more if I'm not tied down. So I tried medical missions. I tried to be active in different organizations, but I've been searching for more. And I think I found what I would like to do most of all. When I go by, it's a saying, my favorite one, which I can never memorize. And what it says, I shall pass through this world just once. Any chance, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness that I can show to my fellow men, let me do it now, because we will never pass this world again. And so, may kakailian and kakabagyan, open your hearts, and of course your wallet. Because we're moving forward. And hopefully, with our efforts, we can have the dreamed of tax exemption, which would help us to build our dreams. That is, to improve the lives of our kakailian. Not only our kabagyan, I should say, not only our barangay, but all those who need help. For all of us here in the United States and other parts of the world, we are fortunate to be endowed with the chance to become someone and to be successful in our chosen career. With this, gentlemen and ladies, I vow to do the best I can in order to lead this association into a great success. And may God bless us all and everyone. Thank you for coming, General Pistosa, and being with us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rodrigo. And at this time, what I would like to do is actually to recognize several of our kababayans who have earned what we call like the golden wing or whatever it is. Like, I met him yesterday and he was actually, was it 95 years old? And he was 15 years old when he came to this country. And he was the president actually of the Sanikulas Pangasinan Brotherhood, I believe in Seattle. And he was in the Navy. And no other than, I have your name please.
Jim M. Del Rosario. Yeah. I was there when he got married.
How old are you, Tata?
Only 95.
When did you come to the United States?
Came to the United States the early 1930. Las Vegas before, there were only 2 states. That was it. The small houses, classical houses. That's what they played. Keno and blackjack, and then slot machine. But now, when I first came here, around here was just like a big jungle. I was 15 years old. Yeah, 50% of the Filipinos that came early were supposed to go to school. But during the depression, how can you go to school when you get only 15 cents an hour? 3 cents for loaf of bread. You can go to the theater with 5, 10 cents, 15 cents, and you can sleep there all night. And then early in the morning, when the cleaner comes around, well, at the time when you got no room, just go to the ballroom and so forth like that. And I am so surprised that right now I just walk around and I get lost.